let go of the past, and manifest the reality you desire. It's time to expand your consciousness and create a new enlightened transformational you by raising your vibrational frequency. We will talk about ETs, light ships, the ascending human, our ascending planet, visitations, and first conscious contact upon our new fifth dimensional Earth. Welcome to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. It's time to activate a better you by embracing the white light of Source. Now your host and universal guide, Joanna L. Ross.
Good morning. This is Joanna from Universal Unity. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for joining us today. We have lots of reminders, and we've got a beautiful, lovely, very soft and subtle, loving energy today. So my voice will be a bit soft and slow and a bit more nurturing today. Really coming forward with creating new cycles of mastery, which is what our topic is for today. And how many of us, we're going to do an invocation and a grounding and an anchoring so that we can create and truly come forward in our mastery skills and experience the infinite potentials that we are, experience the infinite potentials of multidimensional essence that we are. And so we're going to do a grounding exercise after the first hour. So tune in, and we're actually going to do some really lovely practical mastery work so that you can move forward and really experience the life that you desire, really experience the limitless potentials that you are, really experience the limitless offerings that the divine gifts you at any given moment. And sometimes we get so busy and carried away with moment for moment life that we really forget the abundance and the lush frequencies that are supporting us and guiding us and embedding us right now. And so today's topic is going to be cycles in mastery, and how we move through cycles of mastery, and how we remind ourselves of our mastery, and how we can reignite, initialize, and anchor new reality potentials in all that we desire to experience and to be and to live and fulfill in these cycles of knowingness, in these cycles of awareness, in these cycles of potentiation. So allow yourselves to be truly relaxed and open. I prepared the ground, I prepared the etheric field, I prepared the universal chambers with toning and with sound and with intention. So allow your hearts to truly just be open and in a state of pure divine self-love, pure divine self-embrace and self-appreciation and compassion as we move forward with the frequencies and reminders of today, and soak within all that is being gifted in these beautiful new beginnings and new growth periods and new rebirth of the new cycle that we've been stepping upon. And so today is, it's a number 8 day, a manifestation and infinity cycle day, which just goes perfectly with our topic of cycles in mastery. And this number 8 reminds us that within all things there is cyclical movement, there is cyclical learning, there is cyclical manifestations, and it's our any given moment in how we are aware and how we are choosing that allows us to create that reality that we experience, to create that reality that we truly desire and step up into. And so that number 8 allows us truly to anchor in these frequencies of mastery, anchoring in these frequencies of new templates of light, new templates of encoding that shift and change and alter all aspects of all that we are within the divine inner temple, our 4 lower bodies, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the etheric. All that we are changes within every new cycle, within every new breath. And so know that as well. And why so many of us, we're going to touch on ascension symptoms also in the second hour, are feeling so very different within our physical bodies. I know I am. In any given moment, my body feels different. It feels as if I'm truly having to anchoring in new frequencies of knowingness, new frequencies of play, new frequencies of sacredness. And so that is within a mastery cycle. And what you choose to create for yourself as sacred play and sacred joy and sacred intent. And grounding all that is sacred, because that's what masters do. Masters walk with sacred intent. Masters walk with sacred knowing. Masters ground and anchor with sacred compassion and love and playfulness and creativity and sovereignty. And so all of those aspects of creating sacred moment for moment life, sacred feelings and sensations and knowingness of all that you are, is a part of your mastery cycle. And how so many of us are just kind of sitting back and allowing life to unfold. And I've heard from many people that feel these new ascension frequencies and these new templates that we're stepping upon really are allowing each and every one of us to reframe, if you will, what our responsibilities and what we've thought about our responsibilities, what we've thought about what we do out of obligation, out of chore, out of necessity, and what we do out of joy, what we do out of celebration, what we do out of self-embrace and self-appreciation. For they've been quite different, haven't they? For many of us, we've mostly done what we've done because it's been routine. It's been the treadmill of life that we've carried ourselves upon. But these new frequencies and what we've stepped into is now allowing us to create masterful choice and to say, well, am I really doing this out of obligation or because I really want to and because it's exciting? And so those are part of how you can allow yourself knowingness that you're stepping in a new masterful cycle. Because you'll sense very clearly and right away, is this a cycle of mastery that I'm stepping upon, or am I continuing the same treadmill frequencies? Because you just know it. It just feels so over and done with. You're just ready to move on. That's how I felt recently as well. The day-to-day routines, I'm just really done with it. And I want to really create and anchor something entirely new, breathed new, created new, infused with new energy, infused with new breath, and with loving, open heart. And that's why this soft, loving frequency comes from today. Because in my mastery, my mastery cycle that I'm moving through, it's been very observatory, and I'm watching and observing everything. And in that mastery frequency of observation, I'm allowing myself to place myself within all that I observe. And then I'm taking away new lessons, and I'm taking away new frequencies of how I see myself within it, how I can then refine choice within that, and then allow myself to soften up and fall in love with this new state of awareness, of observation, this new state of awareness of a higher perspective, and not get caught up and worried and carried away with the drama and the chaos and the treadmill effect, and let it go. And that's part of the ascension symptoms. As your kundalini rises, as your God particles allow themselves to speak with one another, as you create those beautiful sacred intentions and communications with all that you are as a multidimensional being of light, you gift yourself the frequencies of tone, the frequencies of voice, the frequencies of powerful intent. You anchor them through all that you are, and with breath and with intent and with creativity, you're telling all that you are that this is a new game, this is a new cycle. Now how may we co-create together my higher divine self of all that I am? And my cells are listening, my body, all that I am, and I am compassed with all that is. Or as within, so without. And we walk forward in this new open allowance of an open heart and finding pure joy and love in all things because you're observing yourself within it all. And that's part of our beautiful cyclical topic of cycles in mastery, or masterful cycles, however you choose to define it for yourself. But first we have a few reminders. Today we have a beautiful celebration and a beautiful opening to our oneness and to our unification of these new heightened frequencies. And there's been several people that we've collaborated with over the years, and Jamie from Awakening Our Truth, and Caroline, a dear friend that has Awakened to Oneness Radio, and I've been a guest on her show a few times. And we've come together quite synchronistically, and we've created something that's called a Oneness Alliance. And this Oneness Alliance is really an organization of many people are involved in it. And if you go to the website, it's www.onennessalliance.org. And there's many people that have been involved in bringing this together. But we've comprised our visions of what we see these higher dimensional frequencies and really creating empowerment and education and enlightenment around what it means to be one in the most expansive way that we're now allowing ourselves to understand that we are. We're one in our human collective. We're one within ourselves, in our mastery within ourselves. We're one within our galactic and our celestial and our universal families. And then the angelic and the hierarchies of the heaven. We're one within all aspects of life. And so this organization that's come together from myriad parts of the world with myriad skills and abilities. And we're now creating this beautiful alliance so that as we walk forward, we're grounding and anchoring these frequencies and initiations, as we've talked about creating these beautiful light centers and the healings and the wisdoms and the experiences that come from these light centers and these light offerings. And so this Oneness Alliance, in celebration of this launching of this beautiful website and this beautiful collaboration of so many people, we're holding an event on September 3rd. in Victoria, BC, Canada. And it will be a beautiful day event that's held at the Victoria Horticultural Centre. And it is an all-day event. And there's beautiful gardens there that we can walk around and create beautiful quiet time and reflection and meditation. And there will be 3 channelers and beautiful spirited offerings gifted that day. I will be one of them. Brad and Tina are other beautiful spirited people that offer their gifts and their channels and their wisdoms to create and really align with the idea of oneness, the idea of the human family coming together as one and really creating the foundations and the anchoring for all that we desire as a human family, creating abundance and harmony, the limitless potentials that the new ascending human has, and what we're embedded within and what we are now supported by. And so you'll see more and more of these groups and these councils and these soul tribes and soul family gatherings connecting in a myriad of ways. And we're hearing more and more people that are just kind of connecting synchronistically with so many beings that are really finding common goals and common excitements. And this is how we co-create. This is how the new human family comes forward and creates the templates of light, creates those beautiful merging and musings of higher dimensional realities that we've talked about so very often. And that's how the new socioeconomic systems are created, is through our consciousness and our awareness, to gather as soul tribes, to gather in parties of more than 1 or 5 or 10, and really anchor great light and anchor our knowingness of who we are as Christed beings of light in all of our sovereignty and all of our creativity and what we offer. And so it's truly exciting. So feel free to join us on September 3rd. It's an all-day event, and there's a ton of information on the Oneness Alliance website, and we're going to be offering weekly blogs from each channel and Inspiritor, from their own unique gifts and blessings. And we're going to continue events in various places and Gaia frequencies and Gaia ceremonies. And so stay tuned with that, because we'll be ever evolving as each and every one of us are. And that will be on September 3rd in Victoria, BC. Anybody that's in that Seattle local area, as well as Western Canada. And I'm sure there will be people coming in from all over the place. So feel free to get your tickets and book them right away, because we're doing a lot of promotion. And with all the people that are involved in this, there will be a lot of promotion worldwide taking place for this beautiful oneness event. So thank you. And also into our second reminder, which is our book number 2, just came out, and I've got a copy of it right with me today. It just came in the mail yesterday. And it's the Ascension Path Workbook. It's a pocket guide. And we've added some new offerings in there. We've added some spaces for you to write down reflections. Sacred reflection, I'm calling what the reflections are for me, sacred reflections. And allowing yourself to truly reflect upon the offerings and the musings that we've gifted in that book. And there's beautiful artwork that we've created for the cover of that book, which just goes perfectly with some of the multidimensional musings and the empowerment that you'll find within it through doing the pathwork, through doing your sacred exercises, through doing your grounding and your initiations and invocations, which we're going to give you a taste of in the second hour today. Because today I'm feeling inspired to really anchor this beautiful, soft, loving energy about how limitless we are, and to really learn and create for yourself how easy and simple it is to create beautiful sacred initiation. And the Ascension Pathwork book is great practical work that reminds you, allows you to remember your creations in other parallel lifetimes, certainly other parallel earth lifetimes, in which we've done this in our temple work. We've done this in our sacred soul tribes. We've done this in a myriad of lifetimes. And we're initiating and creating and bringing forward resonant frequencies, and then grounding it through ceremony, through tone, through dance, through movement, and through powerful, profound, lighted intent. And that's, therefore, how new cycles are created. New cycles of reality are experienced. And so I've always been a beautiful inspiritor, I suppose, of initiations and invocations and ceremonies. And when those come to me for private sessions, we talk a lot about how you can inspire these gifts from within, because we've all had lifetimes in which we have been shamans and masters, and we are remembering them now, bringing the wise seer and the wise sage back to life, and creating our beautiful lighted walk upon Gaia, in our marriage and our similitude in all things with Gaia, and how we can initiate every step, we can initiate every breath, we can initiate every visual intent and creative imagining with all that we are as sacred masters of light. And so this is the energy we're spiraling with you today, and we're allowing you to infuse within the open heart of all that you are, with your mere intent to be open and loving at your divine sacred heart center, your partnership with Mother, Father, God. You can allow these intentions to flow through you, and then feel with whatever intuitively excites you, move on and create your own intentions. Create your own sacred ceremony. Create your own idea of what it means to be a master, and what experiences and opportunities you're going to manifest for yourself in this new masterful cycle. And initiate yourself into these new cycles. And I often do that. Set aside, sacred time, whether it's a full moon or an equinox or a solstice or a new moon, or maybe it's just a Sunday night. It's like every other Sunday night, but you create that sacred intent, that new version of you, that new masterful you that sets forward sacred divine time for that communion to amp up your frequency, to amp up your intent, to amp up what you know to be true about all that you are as a limitless being of light, and how you're ever changing, you're ever evolving in these beautiful cycles, which is what the number 8 is supporting us with today. And if you truly look around at your environment and at what you manifest for yourself in every moment, you can see how your reality is showing you in every way. It's supporting you, whether it be by the vibration of numbers, whether it be by the vibration of color and sound and tone and God's beauty in all things. You'll be supported. For if you seek, you will see it. You will experience it. Allow it to move through you and intend it, initiate it. Converse with it, experience with it, create with it, co-create with it, ground it, anchor it, and a cycle begins and continues and spirals. And so we're allowing ourselves to continue these threads of mastery and cycles of mastery, and how we can see it in all things and amp it up and always redefine and realign to higher and higher frequencies in every moment. And so thank you. With our book number 2, Ascension Pathwork, is now on Amazon, and we've got the link on our website, universalunity.ca, which we are also in the process of restructuring our website to still continue to be as the mission and the energy and the heart of Universal Unity. That will always be the heart of what we do, to create and to empower and to ignite Universal Unity in all things. But the website, the face of the website will change, and that will be Universal Light, Wisdom, and Healing Centers. And so that is my beautiful inspiration and offering from all that I am as a master, to now create these centers of light and wisdom and healing, and to bring forth all that I have been in many lifetimes as a sage, as a seer, as a Christed frequency healer and teacher, and bring them forward into my offerings to those who so desire, that feel attracted to the material, that feel attracted to the energy vibrations. And they will include sound and movement and tone and sacred ceremony upon Gaia, and sacred live events, and so on. And so feel free to find your way to that, which we will also, a grand part of this vision and a grand part of this energy that we co-create as masters, is to also prepare the ground for all of our collective celestial families, including the crystalline children and the indigo children, and all those higher frequency hybrid children that are awaiting, if you will, in the etheric field of our future selves, if you will, and our future earth experiences in this now moment. And as we prepare the ground, as we prepare our grids, and as we prepare all that we are as a socioeconomic human family that are moving into new paradigms of being, we're preparing the ground for our future oneness, our future harmony, our future galactic movement between all frequencies that we're preparing ourselves for. And so the children have always been a part of these energies. The children will always be a part of these energies, just as the children here are preparing us in every way to change what we know to be true, because they're not working in what we've known to be true about education systems or play times and sacred exploration time, which we really haven't had too much of when it comes to what we offer our children as far as sacred play and sacred exploration, because it hasn't included anything to do with the divine. And that's all that it is. It's all divine exploration about who they are within the all. And so these light, healing, and wisdom centers will be about the sacred exploration of all that we are as divine beings, and what exists within us, what we exist within, and truly who we are as an ever-changing multidimensional being of light. And so again, with our reminders today, we've got lots of reminders. I will be going to Japan August 14th to the 28th, and Tina has links for all of these reminders that we've got up here today. So for those in the local Japan area, because I know that we do have listeners and we have wonderful clients that tune in week after week, and I do have clients in the Japan area. And so I will be in Japan giving workshops as well as private sessions from the time period of August 14th to the 28th. So that's roughly the time period that we're working with. And there is a link there, and we're still working on the information for the page. So, but you'll get your initial information there, and we'll have that up and completed within the next week or two. If you'd love to attend, we'd love to see you, because I've been working on some incredible material, and I've been activated and ignited from many things that I've remembered from different frequencies and lifetimes that I've lived, bringing back into this now moment and grounding them with new energies and new information systems. And it's what I've come to believe as, what I've come to know as crystallizing of energy, crystallizing of information. We often do this to ourselves when we move through cycles of mastery, is we allow ourselves to not only open and allow for the new information, new integration, new ingathering of information, new ingathering of what we know to be true and what we know to experience and what our excitement draws to us and magnetize to us. We then ingather this information, we ingather energy, we ingather what we choose to create. We then refine our choices, which then ripple out to the all. When those magnetizations come back to us, they come back oftentimes as in any part of this mastery process, they come back as an initiator, a catalyst to reignite DNA information, to reignite divine wisdom held within you, that's encoded within each and every one of us. That's why each and every one of us have a unique gift. Each and every one of us are required. Each and every one of us are here to anchor what we know to be true and our gifts and our excitements, so that the cogs of the wheel, if you will, the wheel of creation continues in an evolutionary manner under the divine will and agendas of Mother, Father, God, of our holy evolution as a collective universal oneness. And so it's really exciting for me to feel as if what I've sensed as information that I know, but I couldn't quite put my finger on, and that's how these activations feel, is you know something, but you're not quite sure how you know it or why you know it, but you just know it. And then those initiations are then brought in and grounded. That's the crystallization part, is when you begin acting. And my catalyst in acting and moving those energies into truth comes through toning and comes through sacred play. And we've talked about that before. Because it's that sacred joy, it's that sacred action, it's that sacred movement of what you do and what excites you and what you're intuitively drawn to that grounds and anchors the reignition of that DNA, that initiates that new wisdom, that initiates that quantum energy that's held within your etheric field. And so it's been really lovely for me to crystallize some things that I've known have been within my etheric field, that I've known that I've had these wonderful passions and excitements for, but now I get to express it as a knowing. And that's what, again, a mastery cycle is allowing us to create these knowings. And how beautiful. I just had a deer walk in my backyard. What a beautiful, lovely deer. So thank you, creation, for offering me this beautiful blessing to watch this beautiful deer in my backyard. So thank you. And so that's our updates and reminders. So feel free to join us. And then I will also be taking a break from June 2nd to June 15th, I believe. And I will be in Peru on my own divine learning and my own divine grounding and ceremony with Gaia, as well as many others in a spirited exploration. And so we're really excited to create that and co-create that with many others. And I'll be sharing many of my experiences when I return, on my return. But before we wanted to move into our cycles of mastery, because I forgot last week or the week before, whenever it was that I was on last, I offer a special KCOR private session discount. And it's offered to the loyal listeners of KCOR because we appreciate all of your energy. We appreciate all of your grounding with us and moving with us in these beautiful, lovely energies. And so Tina has the link there. Or if you want to let me know as well, if you're interested, you can just email me for the link and for the coupon, and we can email that to you as well. And then We've also been changing how we've been doing the recordings for the YouTube on the KCOR podcast. So Tina always has them on her website right away. She always gets them up right away, and that's the archive for any given show. She has those up usually right away. And then on our page, we also have the live radio, and it's the free radio page. And then Jamie is going to be producing the short versions of the KCOR because he does so much for so many people. And we're now offering the full version of our KCOR on our YouTube channel. And there's not many people that knew we had a YouTube channel, but we do. And so our YouTube channel is also up on the link there. Or you can just look for our YouTube channel, Joanna Ross, Universal Unity. And there should be a YouTube link that comes up. I haven't been that keen on, pushing all of our links and those types of things, because that's just I know it's part of the internet flow, but I'm always very enthralled and engrossed with the energy. So I sometimes and I often do forget. And so if you do a search for Joanna Ross YouTube or Joanna Ross KCOR videos or audios, you'll see everything come up in alignment for where it's at. And so thank you. And Jamie does so much work for us. So he's going to help us in the promoting of the events, and he's a part of adding his contribution as an enlightened light worker as well for the Alliance Oneness. So, feel free to continue these connections, because we're going to be having the videos with the Alliance as well. And so many wonderful changes and synchronicities that we're moving through, all of us. And so I'm very happy and proud of everyone that's moving on their excitement and their joys. So thank you. And as we allow our hearts to be open and we're grounding these beautiful frequencies, today our topics are cycles in mastery. And we're talking about these cycles in mastery because in a few days it will be what has been traditionally known as the Ascension Day, the 25th of May. And this is the day that's known as the 40th day after the crucifixion, the resurrection of Jesus. And how this 40th day mark would be May 25th, and how this ascension and how we can truly ground and reflect upon what it means for us as masters of light, what it means for us as human masters, what it means for us as divine living light beings of creative sovereignty, which is what I explained last week, is what my personal experience of what the Christed energy means to me, to be sovereign, to be creative, to be unconditional, and have that expressed in everyone's own unique way. And that's what the Christed frequency means to me. It's very multidimensional, it's infinite, it's limitless, and it all allows us to bring these energies in, to bring these beautiful resonant frequencies of mastery into what we're talking about today, and really define and allow yourself to initiate and anchor, if you're so excited to, what it means to be a master for you, and what the cycle of Jesus's life taught us in that, and how his mastery has come forward in so much of our parallel choices, our parallel reality choices, if you will, and how we're all moving through similar challenges, similar limitations, and letting go of all the aspects of what we've seen in our before and after life, if you will, and how we're creating new frequencies right here and now. We're letting go of limitation in every way and getting off the treadmill. And how those cycles of mastery teach us in every moment that we are infinite beings of light, and we're sovereign in our creativity, and you claim that birthright to be that divine sovereign being of living light. And with each sacred word, there's a vibration. With each sacred meaning that we have and we gift one another with, and you gift yourself with, you create that intention in that cycle. And you can choose to do that with anything that you do, whether it's the food that you eat, the food that you create and cook, whether it's the relationships that you create that sacred intent when you begin to understand and know and say, well, I'm going to choose to create this intention in this new relationship cycle. And that's the intention you imbue within that. You infuse that intention. Just as if from this show forward, you can choose to create those intentions that as you walk forward, your footstep has been changed. Because the biochemical frequencies within you, your etheric field, your physical, your mental, your emotional, all that you are as a multidimensional being of light is feeling and allowing the frequencies to flow from us through to you. If you so desire, it's always free will. But as you open your divine sacred heart and allow, and that acceptance comes forward from your divine sacred heart, I choose to accept whatever loving gifts come forward in me in this moment of now, so that I may be changed, so that I may walk forward as a changed person, so that I may walk forward as a changed master and create new cycles of awareness, new cycles of in-depth observation, and see myself within all things through that observation. Thus, therefore, creating refined choice. Thus, therefore, creating new refinements in my step, new refinements in my anchoring, new refinements in my intentions, and the cycles continue as a master. And this is what the mastery cycles are all about. It's moment for moment awareness at a heightened degree, in a heightened manner, in an enlightened manner, so that you speak, you act, you behave, you speak in a different way. You move in a different way. You observe in a different way. Because the heart space of all that you are understands that as you open and allow and accept all that you are as a master, you're allowing yourself that greater space, that greater opportunity, that greater energetic frequencies to be available to you. The more open you are, the more allowance you gift yourself, the more acceptance you gift yourself, the more opportunities, synchronicities, energetic frequencies, experiences, majesty, miracles, and on and on and on. Openness allows. And it's about self-acceptance, self-love. If we are blocked, if we are in doubt and in fear, you can feel the heaviness of those frequencies and you're closing yourself off. However, if we walk forward with open observation through our hearts, and we walk forward with open-hearted observation, open-heart compassion and frequencies in our everyday moment, step by step, thought by thought, word by word, deed by deed, then you create that frequency of openness. And so your thoughts flow through in that way. Your words flow through in that way. Because you are the projection of all that you are as a master. And if you so desire, you can choose to create that intent so that all that you do, all that you say, all that you move with is in that intentional frequency vibration, or not. But we are masters here, and those that choose to tune in, choose to create those masterful frequencies and vibrations so that they can continue the oscillation of a heightened being of light. And your teams are allowing you to know this in this moment of now, because there are many of you that are feeling the frequencies within your multidimensional self shifting and changing and showing you that you're alive and well. And you're one with God. And the Divine Holy Mother Father are working with you as you open and allow the Divine Sacred Heart of all that you are to create new cycles of knowingness, new cycles of flexibility. You're letting go of rigidity. You're letting go of all of those definitions and understandings that held you so captive, so closed, so defined in every way in little tiny boxes, and let them go. And that's why many of us, with the ascension frequencies that we're stepping into and we're moving within, the more open and flexible and malleable you are to your mastery and your knowingness of your infinite potential, you let go of all that confined you. And why some of us are experiencing, wow, it's really hard to make a choice right now because there's just so much available. I'm so open. And what I thought was important before is not really important now. And so those ascension symptomologies of creating those moments where there's so much choice, I just don't know which one to choose. Where you're finding it hard to ground because you're just not quite sure, because you know that something's coming and it's completely different than what it was a moment ago. And so you feel yourself not really making any decision at all. Kind of feeling up in the air about things. And that's okay. However, those masters can choose to intend to open up their Divine Sacred Heart, and their hands and their arms go up to the heavens, because there's frequencies within your movement and your body knows that. And as you lift your arms, you can tell the heart space just open a little bit more. And you look up to the divine as a master that you are and say, I'm ready for a new cycle of growth and integration and ingathering. I'm in alignment with my Divine Sacred Mind, my Divine Sacred Self. I have a partnership with Divine Mother, Father, God at my heart center. I move forward in this way. I'm open, I'm pure, I'm ready. And I ask to the heavens of all that is, of all those beings I am entangled with, guide me and show me the way. I'm ready for my next growth. Because I am a master, I understand. I am open to all things. I am limitless. I am profound. And you allow the universe in all of its glory, in all of its limitless potential, abundance of all things, the majesty and miracles occurring moment for moment, breath by breath, to gift you, to orchestrate majesty through you. Do you understand, dear lighted ones, as your arms are open to the heavens? Majesty occurs through you. Miracles occur through you. And as your heart is so open and pure, desiring to experience a new human story of oneness and peace and harmony to all, you'll be gifted in the most divine way. For as a master you know, as you intend, as you open and allow, as you seek the God in all things and the love in all things, it will be shown to you and gifted in every way. And when this pure state of knowingness, you bring your arms down and cross them across your divine sacred heart, and you give gratitude and grace to the divine Holy Mother, Father God within you that allows you to experience and remember your mastery, your shamanic skills, to initiate yourself to the heavens, to the universe of the all, and in any given moment initiate a new cycle. A new moment of mastery coming to you, dear ones of light, dear Gaia light keepers, dear Gaia light bearers, dear Gaia wisdom holders, dear human family. You each have a role, and you are a master in your own right. Your creative genius is bubbling beneath the surface of your skin, and every cell knows its job. As a master, you can direct those cells, dear ones, for healing, for co-creation, for ignition, for catalyzation, for pure ingathering of love and light. For masters understand, in any given moment we are in a cycle. A new cycle to love, to rebirth the self in love. To unify our consciousness as it expands. For as masters, you understand you are always moving and evolving and changing and shifting. That as you ingather, as you integrate, as you choose, as you refine, as you anchor and as you ground, as you co-create and as you manifest, you're ever changing, ever evolving. And you can allow your cells in your body the multidimensional understanding of all that you are emotionally, physically, mentally, and etherically. Nurture it, heal it, gift it, love it, embrace it. For that's what masters do. For they understand that is required to continue the evolution, new cycles of rebirth and mastery, and what Jesus and many other masters had come to illuminate and liberate for us, this knowing of mastery within. And are we in balance of all that we are, living through the divine sacred heart with an open peace, in balance of all that we are as divine female and male frequencies, in our intelligent and our divine will to create, our divine love and compassion and honoring and devotion, joy and humility, harmony and peace, in all that we are as divine co-creators, new cycles in every moment. And we initiate them, we create with them, we ingather, we attract and magnetize new relationships, new friends, new jobs, new homes. And we understand as a part of the cycle, there must be release, there must be letting go, there must be surrender. For within every cycle, constantly changing, constantly new, and as we open up to receive, we must let go of what no longer serves. For your frequency is ever shifting. And as a master, you create greater initiation and awareness of that, and create the subtle awareness and attunement to where you are within a cycle. And then you create the sacred embrace to all that you are as a multidimensional body and give it what it needs. For when you are in a cycle of rest, rest. When you are in a cycle of great transition, open and allow and let go. For when you are moving through transition, if one is not letting go, it will be a bumpy ride. I can assure you of that. And the masters understand that when they come across those challenges and the chaos and the frustrations and the treadmill effect, they go through an initiation and a ceremony of sorts, where they once again open their divine sacred heart and flow with unconditional love, unconditional trust, and open to their divine sacred mind, the higher self and their celestial teams, the angelics, the masters, the archangels, and the divine hierarchies of the heavens, and all that the universe provides with every breath. For our sustenance flows through Gaia. For there is much for you to experience, and when you surrender with unconditional trust, you will be shown anew. You will be gifted anew. You will be aligned with new. And mastery truly is about flowing, fluidic, letting go, and being in every moment with trust. Trust that you and your higher self, the divine sacred mind of all that you are, creating those alchemic shifts, divinely timed, divine perfection, with the celestial beings of the most precise skill and attribute to assist you with those frequency shifts, energetic shifts, physical shifts, multidimensional shifts, teams of beings working with you in every moment. Do you trust this? Do you trust that your higher self is guiding you directly where your excitement lies? Are you with embrace, with the divine Holy Mother Father within, to guide you and support you and cradle you in every moment? When the hands of the heavens reach down and you reach up, you're gifted every time. And this is why ceremony and initiation are so very key to allowing ourselves to remember and ignite ourselves as masters once again. For this process is sacred, always has been. And it's within this intention of being sacred to create sacred play, to create sacred joy, to create sacred communion and ingathering, to put those intentions to the universe with all that you are supported and guided by. Miracles and majesty are returned. For it is in your intent, it is in your openness to be loving. It is in your awareness that you are loved. For love is the amplifier and magnifier of all things that is good, pure, and sacred, and divine. And that's what every cycle of mastery holds within it. Each and every one of us to experience something pure, something good, something truly limitless, something truly divine, something truly holy that each and every one of us have forgotten that we have been. For those are the rules of the game that we came with, but have been shifted right beneath your feet for you to start anew. And these earthly beddings, dear lighted ones, as we have offered to you recently, how may you sow your seeds of limitless potential, dear ones? How may you create with excitement and joy of all that you are as divine, living, light, sovereign beings, so creative in your joy, so creative in your love, to come forward and intend beauty, to intend sacred joy, to intend playfulness, to intend to be happy, regardless of what is shown. For you are limitless, dear ones. You are infinite. You are eternal. You are indestructible. You are profound. You are powerful. You are incredible. You are beautiful. You are divine beings of light. Your unique birthright to claim this, dear ones, can allow you to create new mastery cycles if you so desire. And we are here to remind you of this today, for the sands and the soils are supple, and they are rich for your co-creations. And how may you create within the beauty of all that you are, to walk the path with the divine, with the hierarchies, with the angels, with your Syrian brethren, with your Pleiadian brethren, with your Arcturian, Tacarian, Alpha Centauri, the beautiful cetaceans, the Elohim in every creator way that is offered. And how may we commune and entangle with all life? In every new cycle, we are gifted a new way to see love, to see our divinity within it, to see our sacredness within it, are we not? For we are divine and holy and sacred in all things, if you choose to see it. Masters choose to see all that is love, all that is holy and one, all that is unified in harmony and abundance for all. For those that co-create in light, co-create with the pure joy so that the all can be served. For we understand that we are an aspect of it, in our observation of it. And it reminds me of a beautiful visualization I will share with you that I was gifted this morning. That in our perceptions and observations as masters, I was reminded to an experience I had in my youth, my teenage years, I suppose. And I was I had signed up for a 24-hour relay that many teams, and we were on a team, and we allowed ourselves to run for 24 hours straight to create a beautiful ceremony and earn and create money for a beautiful fund that we were raising money for. And so thousands of people gathered for one day for 24 hours, and we ran. We would run a route that was so predetermined and pre-selected, and all the teams had tents, and everybody within the team would know their position of running, and we would run for 24 hours straight, and we would raise money for whatever that fund was that we were raising money for. And it reminded me of the cycles of mastery and why I gifted myself from the higher version of what I was and experience from my so-called past and parallel frequency to bring forward in this now moment so that I can understand from an observational point of view is that we are in every way the observer and the observant in any given moment. Just as if Mother, Father, God are observing us and we are observing all that is Mother, Father, God. And in this beautiful relay, each and every one of us came with different skills, with different attributes, with different excitements, with different joys, and we just wanted to participate. We wanted to be a part of this wonderful thing that we could, help one another out and raise money for this beautiful cause. And we would run the route. And we all had different skill levels and skill sets of running and aptitudes of running. And within the team, over the 24 hours, as we would all observe each other in this beautiful race and many other teams, observing one another, the beautiful divine human family of light, observing one another. And as we set up out, each and every one of us as one person would come in and tag the other person, and you would take the baton and run your route. And as the multitude of teams would run their specific leg of the relay, we were each experiencing something different, something unique, because we were each different, we were each unique. There were many of us that would walk, many of us that would run really fast, many of us that would walk and talk with friends, and many of us were very focused with our music on and our water, and we just wanted to run and get it done. And there were many of us that perhaps fell, perhaps sprained an ankle, perhaps weren't feeling well, but they just wanted to be included. And of all that was taking place in that relay, regardless of what particle of energy you were, whether you were the runner, whether you were the observant, whether you were the cheerleader, whether you were the water person, whether you were the one holding up the tent, whether you were the one that was receiving from the funds that were raised. We were all required to create that frequency of gathering, of communion, of doing something of good for the greater good. And in any observatory moment, you can be the one running, or you can be the one that stops to help the person that just fell. And from that higher observatory frequency that I was shown this morning, in that relay race, I was taken to a higher perspective, and I was watching a myriad and multitude of beings within this relay race, and they were all having a unique experience. And I was observing many of those experiences. One person had fallen, they'd grabbed their ankle. Another person was the water jockey handing out water. All of these various roles that each and every one of us play in our everyday lives. And I was taken to a higher perspective to observe how beautiful this gathering was, regardless of what the experience that each and every one of us were experiencing. And how my deepened compassion rose as I allowed myself to perhaps carry that one that got hurt, perhaps offer the water to someone else, and how I saw myself and observed myself within many positions so that I could grow at my heart frequency and I could open wide and receive the love that was gifted in that moment of remembrance. And it's in your mastery that you allow yourself to observe things from every point of view, so that you may take yourself within it and be that love and be that grace and be that compassion, just as the angelics, just as the masters allow us to observe us within them and them within us. And so take that experience with you in your everyday life, dear ones, and allow yourself to be the observant of all that occurs around you, and find yourself within it, and gift yourself within it, and raise yourself to a new frequency within it. Well, you'll find grand grace and mastery and lessons just awaiting for you. The discovery, once again, of your mastery and your unconditional ability to find love. So join us after the break. We're going to do a grounding and a beautiful ceremony of all that is limitless and infinite. Tune in after the break.
You've been listening to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness with Joanna L. Ross. Live every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network. To explore, empower, understand, inspire, and further connect with this higher state of consciousness, please visit universalunity.ca. For more information on the host, Joanna L. Ross, please visit her KCOR Digital Radio Network show page, Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. You're listening to the all-new KCOR, The Core, broadcasting from Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world. Oh yeah, in a little place called Area 51. Let go of the past and manifest the reality you desire. It's time to expand your consciousness and create a new enlightened transformational you by raising your vibrational frequency. We will talk about ETs, light ships, the ascending human, our ascending planet, visitations, and first conscious contact upon our new fifth dimensional Earth. Welcome to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. It's time to activate a better you by embracing the white light of Source. Now your host and universal guide, Joanna L. Ross.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. And we're talking about the cycles in mastery, our mastery cycles, and how it allows us to take ourselves ever up and ever out, expansiveness, and how we're allowing ourselves to create new masterful choices in our refined frequencies, in our refined ways of observing and create an awareness within our every moment for moment life. And that's truly how mastery is achieved in any one given moment, because it's an ever evolving state I don't feel that your mastery is there, you're done, and that's it. There's nothing left. There is always a continual state of evolution. There's a continual state of movement and learning and experiencing and loving. And so this is how open and malleable and limitless we truly are, and infinite we truly are, which is the underlying frequency for today, because it's the number one message, it's the number one frequency, it's the number one meaning for me that the Christ came forward with. And the Christ is consciousness. It's a frequency that envelopes the grids. It envelopes all that we are as a planetary human frequency. And this Christed frequency, this Christed consciousness is what we are all awakening into, which is our most expansive multidimensional self, our limitless self, our highest potential self, our divine aspect. And it's our divine sacredness of all that we are, finding self-love and sacred joy and sacred play and honoring who we are and what we sow within our gardens, within all that we are. How we cycle back through what we've learned to be true, creating refined choice, gifting back out to creation, to the greater good of all, and having those cycles mirrored back to us as we learn to take heightened observational frequencies and observational moments where we can place ourselves within any given experience that we're allowing ourselves to see and to envision, because it's us within all of those reflections. And that's what mastery allows us to expand out into and open up within. And that's why we allow ourselves to, if we can, in any given moment, allow yourself to walk through, just as a test for yourself, to create your own mastery, to play with sacred joy and sacred honor of who you are as a master. And for an hour, or for an afternoon, or even for a day, allow yourself to let go of everything that you've patterned yourself around, the egoic patterns and the negative beliefs and limitations of all that we were in old world energy, if you will. Allow a transmuting point of perspective and say, today I'm going to walk with an open heart. And regardless of what the universe shows for my own manifestation, because we create our own reality, we create our own experiences, we manifest everything. Regardless of what I show myself today, I will walk forward with an open heart, and I will give love anyways. I will be love anyways. I will receive love anyways. For remember, it's a cycle. As you gift out, you must be able to receive and accept and allow. And that's a problem for some of us. We've had to let go of, wow, I am worthy of receiving this. I'm awesome. And you say, thank you. Yes, I do want to receive it. I'm worthy of this. Thank you for recognizing my beauty. Thank you for recognizing my wisdom. Thank you. That's part of that self-honor. One can't self-honor if you can't receive. That worthiness is allowing you to open up and say, I am worthy. You tell the universe, I am worthy, Mother, Father, God. What things can I experience today in all your glory? Show me how I may experience life with you within, so that life is experienced through me, through divine love, divine sacredness, divine joy. And I walk with an open heart in all things. For I want to experience love in all ways, with an open heart, no matter what. And if you allow yourself these beautiful little mastery tests, these practical tips, as part of your ascension path work as a master, ignite creativity from within, because you're a shaman, you're a sage, you're a wise being of light. You know what to do. Create any initiation that you're excited to create and walk with an open heart and be that love. Intend with your footprint to be that love and illuminate the earth beneath you with that love. Envision the similitude and the marriage and the union between your frequency, your grid frequencies, your etheric, your mental, your emotional, your physical vessel of all that you are as a multidimensional, ever-moving, ever-changing master. Entangling and communing and marrying with the elementals, with the frequencies of all that Gaia gifts, with all the frequencies that the Elohim, Creator God's gift. And you're co-creating with them. It's in these abilities to create your mastery, to initiate new creativity, new joy, new limitless potential. And as you do this often enough, so much so, that the worry and the constraints and the confinements and the constructiveness that kept you small and little and worried and on the treadmill of lack, in any way, whether it's lack of self-love, lack of self-worth, lack of abundance, lack of friendship, doesn't matter what the lack is. It purely stems back to not knowing and loving thyself. That's the core to all things. to all growth, to all mastery. Love thyself, know thyself. Through knowing this, love is. That's the awareness factor. That's the consciousness awareness. Consciousness is awareness, awareness is consciousness. The more that you are aware of, the more that you love, because it's you. However, though, we are in this transitional frequency, and we're allowing ourselves to experience and truly refine our choice and say, well, I'm truly done with that treadmill of limitation in every way. Thinking you've got to do the same things over and over and over again to continue to get the paychecks, to continue to pay the bills, and blah, 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 blah. We all know that cycle. However, what if, just for a moment, you were to create a new masterful reality? And that reality didn't have anything to do with a treadmill. It had a lot to do with clouds and light and color and sound and illumination and joy and laughter, limitless frequencies as far as the eye could see, as far as the heart could feel, just rainbows of threads of goldenness. And the bubbles of consciousness show themselves to you in every way, for it wants to play as well. And as you open from the heart, the universe will respond, for that's how the universe does respond. It's always been through the communication of the divine sacred heart. And we've said that in many, many, many offerings. The heart is the amplifier and the magnifier of all things. And you send out a divine open heart with pure intent to experience love, to be love, to experience your limitless potential, how infinite you truly are as a master. It will be shown. And you'll get an opportunity to travel and have it all paid for. You get an opportunity to create a new ceremony with friends. You'll have a new opportunity that says, well, why don't you move here? We need your skills and your gifts. And we've got it paid for. Don't worry about it. For we need you. And you've manifested this from your intent. This is the universe speaking. Can you hear me? Have you allowed yourself to know how limitless you are, dear ones? And how your intent to create a masterful reality from all that you are, because you have every skill within you, you have every tool, you have every ability, every knowingness, every fiber, every cell, every ounce of all that you are. You're a divine child of God. And you can do whatever you so desire. It excites you, delights you, fills your fancy with joy and laughter. For be playful now, dear ones, be playful. Those excitements are inspirations from your divine higher self. Inspirations are divine gifts. Holiness gifts. To align you with the threads of all that you are, for your threads are infinite. They span many cosmic frequencies, many realms, many star systems, parallel realities, dear ones. And with every mastery cycle, make no mistake about this, you are threaded within it all, affecting the groups and the councils and the federations that you belong to. For remember, in any one given moment that you may desire to observe, any one given thing, it is you. The universe looking back at itself. Mother, Father, God looking back at itself. Make no mistake about that. And if this is so, dear lighted ones, and it is, then may you just for a moment open your heart and be the master that you are. For it is you in every way. And how may you give in compassion and kindness, an offering of your heart with kind words of joy or laughter or empowerment and encouragement and inspiration to say, I was there just a moment ago and let me help you. I'm going to forgive all those arguments and those fights, those challenges and the chaos that we've had. I just desire to love now. Will you join me? For I'm moving about this path in a new way, dear ones, as a master of light, as a divine feminine mother frequency, where I desire to nurture and love all things. And at times, and I remember my old frequency self, and I forget how open and malleable and loving I am. And the universe will show me and remind me in every way. We are divine sovereign creators. And in any given moment, we can create abundance and laughter and joy and meaning and deep honor and harmony to be human. That's why each and every one of us are here. As we move within our cycles of mastery, we ripple out to the all, and all the councils and cycles that we're moving within, simultaneously, synchronistically, we are threaded within the all. And these golden threads that are you are gifted with your kindness as you gift it out. And while you are the cycle in and of itself, are you not? And when you gift kindness, it is you. In receipt of it, are you not? In that very moment, the universe reverberates kindness back to you in any given way. These are the grand stories and the lessons that we are here to experience and remind ourselves how masterful we are. To observe ourselves within all things, whether it be the water and the fire and the air and the earth, whether it be the divine flower or nature or wildlife or our human family, our human collective, moving through their own challenges and triumphs and successes and blessings and abundance. For the universe is giving you a snapshot in any given moment of where your resonance truly exists. What is your core frequency, dear ones? And can you open your heart to allow the mastery to come forward and play in all of its glory, in all of its skill and wisdom and ability? For these are the new grounds, so supple and rich, for us to manifest and co-create within. Such beauty we will create. And we're moving to the etheric chamber right now with the beautiful, lovely frequencies of all that we are as a co-creative family, and the parallel aspects of all that we are in our observing of energy and light and frequencies. And we are allowing ourselves to see a beautiful field, a beautiful open field with no buildings or no structures, and just many beings of varying frequencies and varied dimensional consciousness forms, if you will. Whatever your imagination allows you to create, then so create it. And this beautiful open field is the union and the sacred gathering place of all that is love in the new frequencies of heightened humanity and heightened earth that we co-create right here, right now, in which our first landings have already occurred. Our first contact has already occurred. We've come to terms with what has been called disclosure, for it's something we've already known. It's nothing new. But we're more excited about the co-creation as we gather in these sacred places, these sacred grounds of vibration and resonance that you will all be guided to as you allow your divine open heart to be. And the gathering and the energy and the frequencies is love. And your heart pulls you. And you're just walking as if you're floating. For you're being guided by the highest frequencies of all that you are. Your higher self says, you don't need legs here, dear one. For you are a beautiful form of light. You're wearing a beautiful cloak. A robe that you have earned. Eons in the making. You are every color of the rainbow. And all those present step aside as you make your way to the center of the field. From all frequencies, all realms, all star systems, all colors, all diversity, all forms, all imaginings, for you are it all. You observe in every moment something new, something graceful, something elegant, something profound, something limitless. So much diversity, so much color, so much creativity. And as a moment where the light shines in the center heart of all that you are, and you glisten and you glow and you illuminate, and the loving hearts of all that attends opens to you. And you remember in a moment that every earthly lifetime and every frequency you've ever existed upon, from the highest of frequencies to the densest, memories come forward, and they remind you of what brought you to this moment. The beautiful lessons and cycles of love and compassion and forgiveness and care and embrace and joy, communion. In every frequency, every reality, every thread, every cycle, every group, every star system, present for you in this moment of now. And as if the heavens open up for you as you illuminate new frequencies of potential. And you're asked by the Divine Mother Father, are you ready to know how limitless you are? Are you ready to be infinite in this moment of time? Are you ready to accept and allow all that is to gift you and bless you in every way? Are you willing to be the beautiful aspect of us that you've always been? As you accept it, as you own it, as you claim it, as you ground it, as you anchor it, as you initiate it, as you be it, the golden spark of love that you are. And as your heart pours forward incredible amounts of unconditional love, that every aspect of you looks on, every aspect of you encourages and cheers you forward, the universe comes to light. And new mastery cycles begin as you accept and you own how truly infinite you are. And you respond to the universe, to Mother, Father, God, and all things, and all life, and all love. I'm ready. Truly, and I open my heart, and I ground all that I am as divine joy, divine creativity, the sovereignty of all that I am as a divine being of light, ever changing, ever moving, ever loving. And I ground them to this now moment. For wherever I am, in whatever form I carry, whoever is in front of me, whoever is around me and behind me, above me, beyond me, I understand as me. How can I not be this infinite? And in this acceptance, dear lighted ones, you truly see your mastery to create in any given moment. Just as if we're all in this beautiful quantum race, if you will, to know and be and understand love in its most beautiful form, in its most beautiful gift and offering. And in any given moment, each and every one of us are the all. Allowing each other to be the teacher and the student in any given moment, to be the one that needs to be healed or to be the healer, to be the water jockey, or the one that passes the baton, or the one that just walks and talks with a friend. It's all us. It's all you. It's all infinite. And how easy it is to open your heart and be compassionate and loving to each and every aspect and speck of light within it. For that's truly how we allow the universe, the all that is, to live through us. For each and every one of us are a spark of the divine, creating light, creating joy, creating initiation and ceremony and sound and tone and color in our each unique, sovereign, divine way. And we are all required and needed. For the reverberations of each and every one of you, set through creation, create the wholeness, create unity, create the light that cycles back to us again, for us to offer a new vibration of unconditional love and limitless potential that you exist within, that you've just created. Do you see how we are all cycles, within cycles, within cycles? Aspects of the universe observing itself in every new moment, And as you hear our voice, our divine sacred heart voice that offers unconditional love to you and empowers you and encourages you with your infinite potential, understand that there's an aspect of that is you, the frequency returning right back to you for your deeds and your kindness and your compassion and your open heart that you've expressed. And somehow, some way, the goodness of all that is will find its way to you. It always does. That's how perfect our universe is. That's how perfect you are in creating it. Thank you, dear lighted ones, for allowing us to gather in these ways that we do, to be vulnerable, to be open, to be allowing, to be accepting, to be honoring of one another, to be gifted with divine love in such ways that we change and we alter all that we are. And these changes and these emanations of light and love and spontaneity and intuitive love fall through all that we are into new potentials of reality and new potentials of experience. To know that as we gather in this way, the all is changed. So bring forward any questions that you have about ascension symptoms, what you've been moving through in your own ascension path. If there's any questions that you have about how you may create greater mastery upon your path of light, upon your path of co-creation and light. Tina takes questions through Twitter. She takes questions through the chat room. And she takes questions through, I think, her direct page there. And we'll go to, I created a page of, every week we usually do this, is we usually review some of the ascension symptoms that we've been moving through. I've been moving through, and my children and my family have been moving through. And we bring them forward because if we're moving through them, then most often than not, others are as well. We're still moving through profound and great change. In all that we are and all that our earth is changing and transitioning into. And it's very open, it's very soft, and it's very malleable, and it's very loving, and it's very supple, and it's just a beautiful garden for us to begin sowing new seeds of potential. And today we really wanted to focus on not only what the Master Jesus brought forward to us as what we know to be the Christ consciousness, as what we know to be our highest self-actualized essence. For remember, the idea and the concept of enlightenment and ascension is so that we merge all that we are as the greater soul potentials, as the greater soul particles of all that we are within the all. As our open awareness, as our open understanding and creating refined choice creates those cycles of grander awareness, the soul begins to merge in with itself. And as this is done over time, if you will, what we know to be time, you shift and change in every way. And why we focus so much on the four lower bodies, because as we balance those low four bodies, and we come within similitude of our physical, etheric, emotional, and mental, we then allow for those other higher chakras and those other higher multidimensional bodies to awaken and open up, to initiate new skills, new wisdoms, new experiences, new potentials, new realities. And so everything is connected, everything is threaded, everything is cyclical. And why the Christ consciousness is exactly that. It's once that we've allowed ourselves to love and honor and accept and balance all that we are as a multidimensional human being, earthly being, then we allow for the Christed self, the Christed consciousness, that light body, that light template that we prepare ourselves for, stepping into full actualization of our full reunification with Divine Mother, Father, God. And we wear that light body. We transition into another frequency of us. We transition into another understanding and knowingness of us. We're ingathering, we're merging is the best word that I can say, merging in with the grander, expansive units of all that we are as particles, of light particles. And that's exactly what it is. We see form, and we are form. However, for those that would look back on us, or from a top, if you will, they see us in evolving colors of light patterns and threads, geometries. And we've said that many times. It's how we experience this earthly reality, this physical reality that we've kind of co-determined as a collective to say, well, we still desire to experience individuality because we're getting the hang of this mastery thing, so we're still going to co-create in that way. However, we're less physical, if you will, than we were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, a year ago. For we're creating greater emanations of light in our mastery, in our cycles. So your moment for moment breath, your moment for moment refinement, your moment for moment choice, your moment for moment observation, and your ability to see yourself within all that you observe. And how may you create refined choice on what you're observing? There'll be moments where you sit back and simply observe. There'll be moments where you sit and tend. There are moments where you act in compassion. There'll be moments where you act in abundance. There'll be moments where you act in creativity. Do you see what we're saying? It's infinite, ever-changing, evolving, and never stops, never ends. But it's exciting. It's what we've come here for. So in these infinite cycles of evolution, we change, and our symptoms will show us that. Everything changes. And why, since we've stepped upon these new supple grids, if you will, these pristine grids, if you will, offering new potentials, offering heightened energies, many of us have felt that, wow, things are changing. And what I thought was my soul purpose, my soul destiny, it's kind of shifted a little bit. And I now have excitement over here. I now have joys over here. I'm now co-creating with these people over here. And that's supposed to happen. That's natural. That's normal. Follow your joy, follow your excitement. For remember, these soul merges, as we've discussed before, allow you to integrate and merge with the greater aspects of all that you are. And what we're merging into right now is our cosmic and galactic frequencies, which therefore in this mastery cycle allow you to create grander missions, if you will, galactic missions. Those galactic versions of all that you are now ready and amplified for and prepared for. New versions, if you will, of your story, new missions, if you will. Still you, just expanded versions, wider, malleable versions, open, loving versions of you. And so any moment that you can, create for yourself those mastery choices to allow yourself to be open and as loving as possible. And at any given hour, any given day, no matter what's gifted to you, in response to your frequencies, in response to your reality, be loving. Respond with love. Be love. Offer compassion. Allow yourself to take that observatory perspective and then refine your choice based on what you observe and excited to act upon. That's mastery in action. You're observing that you too are a part of a grander council, a grander soul collective, a grander soul community. And how your choice is what's called unity consciousness ripples to the all and affects the all simultaneously, instantaneously. And how when you open in love and say this afternoon, I'm going to act in love no matter what, regardless of what anything anyone says to me or anything that occurs to me, I'm just going to be love. And create that as a divine, masterful choice. Because the all that you are connected and entangled with, those other collective and galactic and celestial and multiverse groups, angelic councils, they're you. And as you expand your awareness and your mastery skill, at any given moment, you can gift yourself a vision or you can gift yourself an experience in which you observe yourself in this now frequency and see how masterful you are in choosing higher and higher choices. And that's happened to me. I've allowed myself to see from the other frequencies and the other frequency threads, if you will, that I'm acting upon in parallel frequencies. And I've seen myself acting in this earthly frequency now and how I can masterfully navigate anything that I so desire. But there are moments in which we all forget. Oh, I forgot I was a master. I felt so limited. I felt such lack that I don't have any way out. I don't have any choices. I don't have any opportunities surrounding me. And I'm going to just continue on this treadmill because I don't believe there's anything else for me. And that higher self of you said, oh, of course there is. Here, I'm going to gift you with a vision. How's this? You said, whoa, that just took me by surprise. I just saw myself creating and co-creating with so many people, and I just jumped off that thread, and here I am. I'm co-creating something beautiful and profound because I know I'm a master. I can realign myself with any given moment of a new frequency. I can open up my heart and say, you know what? Doesn't matter what comes to me, I'm going to give love. I'm going to be love. I'm going to ground love. I'm going to anchor love. I'm going to be love. I am the light holder. I'm a light keeper. I claim this divine sovereign right. Nothing can stop you. It's how infinite you are. It's how profound you are. It's how beautiful you are. So create and enjoy, dear lighted ones. You are infinite. Nothing's stopping you. Be bold. Be big in spirit because you are. Nothing stopping you, nothing holding you back. Be the love and the light that you are. That's how you create as a master. observing, refining choice, placing yourself within all aspects of life that you see, that you experience because it's you. Whether it's a master angel connecting with you through a channel, whether it's a master of frequency connecting with you through a dream, whether it's a beautiful flower on your walk, all aspects are you, showing the godliness, the good, the divine, the holy, the sacred, the playfulness. Children reflect that to us in every way, do they not? Children show us. Do we have to be this rigid? Do we have to be this square and fixed and solid? Can we not play? Can we not show ourselves how we learn? Can we not show ourselves how to be joyful? Well, we can show you many things, dear adults. Do you remember how to play? Do you remember how to get out and be joyful? And how such great, profound learning is done through joy and laughter? Can you let go of the constructs and the rules? Can you let go of the policies? Can you let go and get off that treadmill and just be joyful as a master? And how blessed are we to always be surrounded by children and nature and wildlife. For they are the purest frequencies to Mother, Father, God. Open your hearts. They'll show you the way. Play and remember what it's like to be love. And the sooner that you choose, by masterful choice, that you no longer desire to be on that treadmill, is the moment, the very moment, that the universe will rearrange itself and conspire for you. Choice and prayer and sacred intent. Never underestimate how profound this is, dear lighted ones. The moment that you intend, the moment that you ground and anchor your intention with action, with infusing of creativity and joy and love, you will see the universe conspire before your very eyes. That's how fast, that's how pure, that's how supported and unconditionally loved we are. So how may you create? How may you gift all that you are to creation and let go of excuses, let go of the apologies, let go of definitions, let go of lack and limitation, and be joyful, be light, be limitless, be love because you are. Choice allows you to feel it, to be it. And all things conspire to show itself to you. That's why you are a master. That's why you know this. That's why we are reminding you of what you already know exists within. Your Pleiadian, your Sirian, your Arcturian, all of your cosmic frequencies coming to life right now, dear ones. Your universal cosmic oneness. And the etheric chambers are buzzing. For it's the reverberations of your hearts and your choice to be one, your choice to have abundance and harmony and peace for all and wellness for all. For this is how we are all threaded. Unity, oneness, common good, common goals for joy. The sovereignty of our own creativity. And yet we're one within this love. To express it, to be it, to create with it, co-create with it, ground it and anchor it, and have Mother, Father, God live through us. And a new cycle begins. How awesome is that? And that came spiraling forward from the etheric chambers, dear ones, for there are many of you that were desiring the frequency emanations that you will feel and that you will sense. For your vessels are ready. The cells within you are ready to ignite a new frequency, a new beginning, a new cycle. And why we say what we say and why we do what we do. For many of you come here in your etheric frequencies and you create and you co-create discussion and dialogue, inspirations and ideas and concepts, so that in the moment that we are all in an open heart, flowing with love, and our common frequencies to excite and create something new for our human family, we then ground these new frequencies in templates of potential. We just want to be busy in creating in light, do we not? And your bodies and your vessels and your cells feel something new. That's the ignition you needed to be reminded. So that this quantum dance inspires you to a new frequency you always knew existed. You always knew that you were. So that we may bring forth new light, this moment of now. Why we do what we do, dear ones, for you knew that you were going to be here in this co-creation of light. And how may you step forward and anchor this light to something new and profound and limitless. And all that you are threaded with simultaneously feels your joy, your mastery. How delightful, dear ones. We've just reached a new level of entanglement. I feel so very blessed and honored to commune with you in this way, for I felt the entanglement frequencies within the etheric chambers in this moment of my open heart and awareness. And my ability to just want to be within this frequency of love has allowed me to forward that for you. And to be the conduit of this, our new level of frequency and entanglement has just amped up a new level. For I've seen the light that we are co-creating, so I thank you and I give you all grace and blessings of this co-creation together, so thank you. And some of the frequency symptoms that we've been moving through because of these new grounds, and it will feel different in every moment that you intend and you walk with joy and happiness and the ability to create in any given moment. And sometimes it feels as if, I'm not sure which path to take, and I feel so, not if it's uncertain, but you're just really not really wanting to move on anything. You're just sitting in the joy of just being in that voided space, if you will. And that's how it's felt for me. I haven't really felt any confusion or any cause for concern for not making a choice. I'm just sitting within that open space to allow and to be the essence of that voided frequency before a new cycle starts, a new cycle begins. And I've attuned myself enough to know when a new cycle is about to begin. And I can feel the amping up and I can feel the shifts in my body and my frequencies. But some of the ascension symptoms that many are feeling is the inability to create, knowing choice. And it used to be so clear before, but now it's not so, now you're not so sure. And many experiences people are experiencing lately is the complete loss of time, letting go of time altogether, not really having or even care to concern about time or even looking at the watch. And that's changed dramatically for many people, and letting that go and not even really being aware that you've let it go. And that's how seamless these dimensional shifts can truly be. And we'll call them time folds, if you will, but that's not what they are. But I guess it's how we can describe it. And if you can imagine sheets of fabric, very thin, fine sheets of fabric, like spider webs, if you will, and how these frequency threads and sheets on top of one another are slowly shifting out. And as they shift out, they're becoming more refined in their frequency tones, their frequency vibrations. And how you can be on a heightened vibration, which we've just aligned you with, and in your infinite, limitless potential of being a master creator, and we've aligned you with a higher frequency thread. Your frequency concentration, your focus is so profound in this heightened state of awareness that you've completely let go of that thread you just existed on. And that's why moment for moment for moment, you can thread yourself into those reality dimensions that offer you your limitless potential, your infinite exuberance, your infinite beauty to create. It's all about aligning thread by thread, thought by thought, word by word, deed by deed, anchoring, grounding, and starting anew. And we can thread ourselves this way. And these are beautiful soul threads that come right from the divine sacred heart to say, this is how vast you are. You can go in any direction you want. Here's your opportunities. Here's your choices. What do you think? What are you excited about right now? And that thread will pull you. You'll feel this beautiful pulling in any given way. And it will thread you into something entirely new, a new experience, a new soul family, a new soul tribe, a new soul song. That's what I've been finding, soul songs. And I allowed myself to totally be free with this beautiful toning session the other day. And I felt myself riding a beautiful cosmic wave within a soul tribe that was consciousness light frequencies. And they were family, waiting for me to realign myself to that frequency thread and say, we needed your tone. You're here. Celebration, celebration. Let's sing. And those beautiful angels of tone said, come on up. Here's our beautiful light hand. Come on up, step up, here we go. And allow your voice to be free. Remember, no apology. Be who you are, authentically. Show your voice. Show your love. Be your love. Ground, step, do, be, act. Without apology. Without doubt. Without hesitation. And as you do, synchronistically, simultaneously, you ride those cosmic waves. And for those that can hear, for those that have inner sound abilities, for working on other frequencies allows you this potential. And we teach this in our classes. We teach this in our private sessions to allow you the ability to understand all that you are as a multidimensional being of light. You have more senses than what you've been told, dear ones. And you can hear and sense and click into frequencies, even if you don't understand what it means. You will. It'll come to you. You'll get it. And it will come out through song. It will come out through sound. It will come out through a dance. It'll come out through a mudra. It will come out if you so intend to be joyful and playful and sacred with all that you are. This is how we play in new frequencies, dear ones. Would you like to come along? Are you ready to play and be joyful and be the master that you are? Are you ready to thread yourselves with us? Are you ready to dance and play? Are you ready to experience abundance? Are you ready to experience divine health and wellness? Are you ready to be all that you are? We're showing you this thread, for it's you. We're allowing you to see that it's you, to hear that it's you, to feel that it's you. Create, co-create, be joyful always, for it's you. Dear ones, it's you. There are many Syrian frequencies here. Playful that we are, coming to you in this time, dear ones. For there is not a moment that we are not with you. For we are you, in many ways. Frequency threads, if you will. That's how we can describe and explain it to you. However, you have experienced being joyful. You have experienced being light. And why many of you create dreams and manifestations for yourselves to remind you how vast and infinite you are. And with agreement through your higher self, you create these visions, these illuminations of all that you are. And why you will see us and see many celestial beings, galactic beings, children in form, come to you in the playful ways that we do, to remind you your family is always here. As you open and entangle, here we are we not? Are you ready to play? Dear human family, and create anew. For you are masters, and if you were not, you would not be here. And how may you play? We are your Syrian brethren, of joy, of light, with you in every way. Great loving joy, thank you. The etheric chambers coming through so fluidly as we open our hearts to our oneness and our unity. Thank you. I love all of my celestial and universal family, and I often feel very verklempt most of the time when I think about my celestial and universal families, and I look up into the sky and I see the light ships dancing and hovering above and supporting and guiding me every step of the way. And I feel so very blessed to be a conduit for frequencies for many of you and remind you of how vast and infinite you are and how threaded you are with all life. And in any given moment, you intend to reach out to your universal brethren, and they are with you. And the subtleties of their nuances, they will let you know that they are there with you in every moment. Your dreams, your visions, and walking along a park. Thank you. And so a few comments from our chat room today. And I didn't get to the comments of the etheric chamber, so we'll see. So from Carl, hello Carl, dear spirited one, and dear Carl of light. Hello Joanna, and thank you for always dedicating yourself to the all. Thank you, Carl, and you as well. And we're reverberating and mirroring that right back to you, and allowing yourself to grow in a myriad of ways since our very beginning entanglements. So I'm very thankful and grateful for you as well, and mirror your reflections of mastery right back to you. And so we're grateful and we're honored that you are accompanying us today in these grand groundings for new human beginnings and new human entanglement in higher waves. And this is what gets me so excited, is that we learn to allow ourselves to expand and ground in higher ways, and we learn to allow ourselves to ground new information and new wisdoms and remind ourselves of all that we know. And this is our cycle of mastery. So thank you, Carl, for your love and your energy and your light. And our next comment, this is so timely. John Kabat-Zinn, PhD, said humans once had 600 senses, but over time they were educated out of us. Oh my gosh, how profound. Yes, and there's been something that's come to my awareness over the last year. It's been very profound, and I'm assuming I've always had it, but it was never as subtle and more awake that I am to it now, because I've allowed myself to awaken to it. But there is another sense that we're not, I'm not sure what it's called, and it'll come to me if it even matters, but we're trying not to define things. We're not trying to put things in boxes. But the inner ear sensing, and it's quite unique and multidimensional to explain. And I've had many clients that have been listening to the shows over years also have this audible higher sensing, and they experience their reality around them in a much different way. And those that have the audible senses usually are working with councils of other frequencies, and they're here to do work with many different things, because the audible senses link and entangle with so many different passions and excitements and soul missions, if you will, of why we're here to experience and co-create. And it's also based on your genetic soul family that you're here to experience with. And so because of my genetic and DNA threadings, I've come to experience things of many celestial DNA, if you will, the genetic makeup of all that I am. And so my audible senses with the Syrians and with the many of the hybrid beings from the Pleiades, there's so many hybrid beings upon the Pleiades, and I'm entangled with many of them, and I belong to many of the genetic families there. And so this is why I come with audible sensing, and it's been really exciting and really incredible to explain to those who are also moving through audible changes in how they hear things, and the ticks and the little sensing that they get between. It kind of happens behind your head, just behind your ears, if you will, and it happens a few inches in the inner ear, if you will, and it feels as if little ticks and sensations flowing within. It just feels like a rainbow behind you, if you will, and it just feels like a threaded field, and you can feel things being deposited and moving and altering within your field. And that's how you allow yourself to become more attuned to who you are as an etheric being, who you are as a multidimensional being, and why it's so very important for us to create those balances within our etheric body, our mental body, our emotional body, our physical body. Because without these attunements and awarenesses, then you're only going to experience maybe a portion of what we're here to experience, just like that one comment had suggested, that we've learned our way out of the all that we are. And we're here to take away definition and limitation and truly wake up to the beautiful, organic, natural sovereignty of everything that we are, which is vast and infinite and wide and expansive. And you can sense and know a lot more than you've given yourself credit for. And so truly be playful, be joyful, and open your heart to the all that you are. And your universe will then arrange itself to show you. You can hear things from other frequencies and other star systems if you truly desire. It's all energy, it's all resonance. You choose to intend that and awaken those DNA skills, those quantum skills within the all field that you are, and you're going to begin to start to feel and sense your way through a reality that's different than it was a moment ago. That's how profound we are. So thank you for everyone bringing forward their wisdom and their intellect and their divine joy and love. For if it had not been this way, and you had not supported and created the light template for us to play within, then these beautiful emanations that we're co-creating with would not have come forward, but they did. So I thank you and I honor you and I bless you all in the highest and greatest of ways. So feel free to check out our beautiful live event, September 3rd in Victoria, BC, the Universal Oneness Alliance, as well as universalunity.ca. And we've got books and events and monthly classes. There's so much that we offer and we put out there. So please feel free to join and entangle with us in any way that you can, because we love your energy. We love your illuminated intent to be one and swimming with us in these galactic multiverse frequencies of new creation for our human story and our human mastery co-creations. It's really wonderful and really exciting. And I will be away again in Peru from the June 2nd to the 15th. And so Tina's going to do a best of show, and we're going to have some other clips that will be available for you. And I'm going to pick some really key ones that will include our celestial and our galactic families. And really, if you choose to, you can remotely tune into our Peru frequencies, and you can align with the beautiful ground and the beautiful earth. And you can align with us, and we'll be together in light and in love and in energy as we co-create new wonderful beginnings. So this has been a wonderful day today, and thank you for allowing me to be soft and vulnerable and coming forward with you in new light for our mastery creations as we start a new human cycle. So this is Joanna from Universal Unity signing out for today. In light and in love always. Namaste.
You've been listening to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness with Joanna L. Ross. Live every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network. To explore, empower, understand, inspire, and further connect with this higher state of consciousness, please visit universalunity.ca. For more information on the host, Joanna L. Ross, please visit her KCOR Digital Radio Network show page, Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. You're listening to the all-new KCOR, The Core, broadcasting from Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world. Hell yeah, in a little place called Area 51.